Yeah, welcome back to Cat. Sorry about that. Dang it, she's gonna watch this too one day, or really is. Um, hey everyone, welcome back to Casual Conversation with the Homies. We have myself, Right Mirror. We have Tito, Juan Weezy, and we got Guru, Dennis Lindsay. Um, yeah, we're here. We're back. It was week one of the NFL ending yesterday on a glorious Monday Night Football game. Glorious team played another team from the East Coast of Baltimore, but yeah, a lot of shocking stuff happened. The Manning brothers on ESPN2 wasn't really advertised that much, but it actually was really, really funny, like very funny. I enjoyed them so much. But what's up, fellas?
What up, man?
What up? What
Just
up?
I think I'm hungover from that game yesterday, dude. Just that game was drunk.
Yeah, pretty
They
much.
just needed to go home. Both teams needed to go home, man. Nobody wanted to win.
Yeah, I like both of them. They look pretty good. Take some medicine and sit down. They're good.
What a epic! What an epic collapse, but an exciting game.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, it was great. It was entertainment for sure,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
let's talk about the Monday night game. Put him in his cage if he acting wild. I mean, in his cage area.
You're talking about the dog,
Yeah,
right?
I'm talking about the
Just
dog.
gotta make sure, you know.
Yeah,
All right, cool,
we
cool.
cannot,
No
we
kids
can't.
involved, man.
He like not the kids, huh? Nah, my kids too chunky to be getting treated, to be malnourished. Nah, but yeah, Monday Night Football. Derek Carr of the Las Vegas Raiders, Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Courts Baltimore Colts, Baltimore Ravens. It was a great,
Wash your mouth.
it was a good game. Um, Everybody started off strong. Lamar Jackson, he had some plays. He showed some Lamar Jackson X plays, like, you know, he's beating the pocket. He ran a little bit, but he was mostly throwing from the pocket, looking left and right, which I'm more impressed
Yeah.
about. Like, I know he lost because the Raiders are a magnificent team, and we got the greatest defensive lineman ever. Y'all seen
Hey, man. Crosby balled out, man.
bruh, just know John Gruden and Mike Mayock, they fired themselves because they drafted Crosby in the fourth round, and you got Clinton or whatever name Farrell in street clothes, looking built on the sideline, not playing in the game. Because it's like, hey,
Healthy scratch.
maybe he needs to become an alcoholic and beat it. So he can, nah, that's not funny. That's not funny at all. That's not funny.
I mean, it's easy enough in Vegas, right?
But anyway,
But no,
the first half,
Crosby had a great game,
yeah,
man.
he had a good
Crosby had
game.
a great game.
His motor was running. He was high. He was getting the sacks. He was getting his pressures, and he wasn't giving up on a play. Like it's one play where he got beat on the block, and then Lamar Jackson had to get out of the pocket, but Crosby got back up and got the tackle. So I'm pretty happy. Lamar Jackson, he led his team down a couple drives, got a long touchdown. The Raiders are always giving up the deep ball for some reason. Raiders come back, we get a couple runs. Derek Carr force feeds the ball to Darren Waller like a million times. I don't like that strategy. He's throwing to Darren Waller only, and then the running backs. But then in the second half, I don't know, something clicked in his mind like, hey, maybe I should try to throw it to my receivers. I have receivers that are supposed to receive. That's their job. Let me get them in the game. He got them in the game, changed the tide of the game. Josh Jacobs' toe was hurt. What else happened? Lamar Jackson got a late touchdown, but Lamar Jackson got a fumble. He had a fumble. The Raiders came back, got it. What else? What else happened, y'all? What else happened? Yeah, he fumbled again.
John,
Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, first and goal, you know,
Let's not talk about that.
John Gruden wants to throw the ball three times, you know.
Why he has like two running backs run the ball four times in a row, bro? Like in the game, like we don't. It's
It's
overtime. A crazy play.
That's John Gruden, man.
Willie.
I mean, they got lucky. They got lucky with Crosby's play at there, you know, with them getting the ball back. But even after that, man, like, not. I felt like they got lucky on that touchdown. I mean, really, what it comes down to is like kick a field goal in second down, and then you get a delay of game. Like, what's
They
going
couldn't
on?
find
What's
they
happening,
couldn't
dude?
find the kicker. They said it was like finding Where's Waldo or Carmen San Diego. They couldn't find it. All right, but go ahead, Guru. But the Raiders won the game. Willie Snead dropped the ball, interception. Lamar Jackson fumbled because of our boy, butt booty naked. What's his name? Carl Nassib. He said he's Carl Nassib. He got. Now I was gonna say he got the greatest sack of the game off the field. No, I'm joking. But he got the great sack.
You wildin' out, dude.
He got the great sack on Lamar Jackson off the fumble, and the Raiders, like Tito said, can find a kicker, delay a game, and then Humphreys, he was all over the field, but They needed Marcus Peters, because he's guarding everybody, and at the last moment, he got burnt by like a fourth wide receiver because he was doing everything, and Derek Carr seen it, and that's what I'm proud about. That Derek Carr seen it. Someone like the Jets game and ended the game. Now, Guru, before you start talking, because I already know Guru's going to go in, everybody. Guru hates the Raiders. Guru, he's gonna say, "No, I actually like the Raiders. I don't like Gruden." But ever since I know Gruden, ever since I known Gruden didn't coach the Raiders, and he has always been the Raider hater. So do not let Gruden fool you. Guru is a Raider hater. After I supported his team, his Dallas Cowboys, he sends me. Look, this is for the viewers out there. So I'm sleeping, and I wake up at because I don't have to go to work early. I could sleep in. So I took a nap.
Way to rub it
And
in,
then
man.
at 12 o'clock, look at this Guru text, everybody. Look at this text. He's breaking he's breaking down about how the Raiders suck and how Derek Carr is a horrible quarterback. Let me enjoy the win, man. I know I'm taking a nap at noon, but dang, Guru, can a brother enjoy a win? Now, we're going to let the luxurious Dennis Lindsay go ahead and talk about last night's game before we get into the weekend. But go ahead. Go ahead, Guru. I'm gonna mute my mic, and I'm gonna get some salt because I don't want to throw up
try
after hearing your take.
don't try too hard to contain your enthusiasm, please. Don't try too hard. I can see you got that Texas grin on your face from ear to ear. Feels good when your team wins, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
You know what? The fashion that they won by defense and Derek Carr making the play, those are two things we always been missing when it comes to winning games. Our defense can never close it out. They lightweight almost didn't close it out this game, but they played better, man. I see something that kind of it's week one and tomorrow's never promised. So if the NFL stops tomorrow, I can hold my head high knowing my team won and yours didn't because y'all
All right,
suck.
all right. Real question, real quick before you go, Guru. That throw that Derek Carr had to Braylon Edwards.
But what did you
Because
say,
I
T?
think that I said that throw that Derek Carr threw to Braylon Edwards, the one where they thought they walked it off.
Yeah.
Did that throw not make you cringe a little bit?
Well, I didn't know Braylon Edwards was playing anymore.
Right.
But
Well, no, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Braylon Edwards. No,
okay.
this is for Ramir though. Like,
Yeah,
did
yeah,
that
yeah.
throw not make you cringe a little bit? Because that throw, like, in all honesty, I mean, I think Edwards made the play there, but that throw made me cringe a little bit. I was like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
that could have went really, really bad.
Yeah. He had like two throws like that, 2 or 3 throws. Hey, it didn't though. I thought it was
Hey,
gonna go
it
bad.
happened though. Yeah.
But but go. Let's let Guru go. But yeah, I was cringe, all the cringe.
No, I mean, what would you like me to say? It was an exciting game. Uh, a lot of errors. It was probably Lamar Jackson's worst game as a pro. That's the worst game I've ever seen him play. You know,
What?
he missed.
He played a good game. He even threw no interceptions. What are you talking about? His worst game? Where he
Yeah,
threw under
I
10?
think he played his worst game as a pro, where a lot of mental errors, throws were a little bit off. And hey, look, I'm gonna give Derek Carr credit because even though he made some bad errors, he was able to capitalize on it. You know, against a defense that I just felt like was a little bit overmatched. I think the Raiders receivers were phenomenal. Getting open and you know and Derek Carr was good at finding the tight end. Waller a lot
A
when he
million
had to
times.
go deep. When he had to go deep, you know, Ruggs, even though the jury's still out, when his number was called, you know, he answered the bell, and that's what he was drafted for. Might not have gotten a lot of plays, but those were big plays. Also, Derek Carr, he had some questionable throws to where I think if he was playing a little quality, better quality cornerbacks, though there would have been some picks. I think the one play where Tito was talking about is where the Edwards, that pass right there, very could have easily been a pick, you know, if all was paying attention. But no, I think that I believe the defense answered the bell. I want to give a shout out to Carl Nassib. He was a beast. You know, and by the third quarter, he just started to really heat up, and you could just see he was just coming. And that sack fumble that he got on Lamar Jackson was just like, you know,
He
and
was trying to.
him
Yep, him and Joku.
and
Yep.
Joku. I mean, they were doing their thing up front. I like their front four. My concern with the Raiders, and I think where their Achilles heel is going to be their secondary. I think that's their weak link. I think their front seven is as good as I've seen it in the last few years.
Yep.
The big question mark, the only question mark that I have is the offensive line
Uh huh.
and Derek Carr and Derek Carr. I still have question marks, but one thing I like that he did that I haven't seen in a while is that he took shots downfield. I saw the ball go through the air quite a bit, and that's something that he was afraid to do. Now, with that being said, these next few games coming up, he's going to feel some heat next week. The TJ Watt is coming to town, and he's on fire right now. And I can tell you right now, the Raiders beat the Steelers. They have my respect totally. Like, they are in it. This is where they have to do. I mean, yeah, this was a good win for them. This was a good win against a team that you know is going to be in the playoffs at the end. The Ravens will be in the playoffs. Uh, this win, if a Steelers will solidify y'all. You can't go out and have a donut. I gotta see y'all do y'all thing.
Yeah, I think we might. I think we are actually. I think
Kudos to John Gruden. I don't think John Gruden called a great game. I mean,
he didn't.
Derek
Let's
Carr,
just call it spade a
Derek Carr
spade. He
checked
didn't.
out of like 10, 12 plays. Derek Carr checked out of 10, 12 plays, and I think that was the difference. And
Yeah. Hey, Guru. I agree with you. You know, um, the Raiders. Yeah. Hey, I'm right now. We get some areas to work on. Secondary is always a question. All our guys we drafted in secondary sucks. I didn't even see Arnett play yesterday at all. I see no red hair on the field. And just remember we reached on him last year. We drafted him 19th overall last year, and he was a third round grade person. And they said he was all this and that in a bag of chips. But yeah, we'll see. We play the Steelers next week. T.J. Watt, beast. Let me get in before we get into our thoughts on overall weekend. Let me just read the top 10 power rankings right now. Chiefs are number one. Tampa Bay is number two. Seattle's number three. The Rams are number four. The Buffalo Bills 0-1 are number five. The Cleveland Browns 0-6. I mean 0-1 or 6. The Niners 1-0 or 7. Steelers 8-0. I mean Steelers number 8 in the power rankers. The New Orleans Saints 9. And the Baltimore Ravens would have lost at 0-1 is 10. I don't know who's doing these ratings, but they tripping. I don't. To me, you can't have a losing record and be in the top 10. The Bills lost a close game, but they lost and they couldn't put up no points. So I would. How do you have them in the
Yeah.
top 5? Is crazy to me. The Browns, I see how you might want to put them up there because they lost at the end, but they still lost. Um, but I hate to say it. All right,
Tennessee lost. If they had won, they'd have been on the list, I'm sure. Right?
yeah, but let's talk about what surprised me the most. Let's talk about some shocking stuff this weekend. I want you to give me like two things that were shocking. I guess we could do two, but we go one by one by one. Tito, you go first. What caught you this weekend?
No. I would say actually Pittsburgh's D, man.
Pause.
You know, yeah, exactly, right. I mean, I was high on Buffalo. I think Allen can definitely show something MVP esque season. Build off of what he had last year, and Pittsburgh came to play, man. I was pretty. I mean, it's Pittsburgh's D. You can always kind of bank on them having, the best linebackers in the league. T.J. Watt did his thing. He got his bag, right. Highest paid defensive player out there. I'm sure Chandler Jones has something to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, their defense surprised me. I know that you wanted, because I'm talking about Pittsburgh. What didn't surprise me was Roethlisberger. I don't think Roethlisberger looked that good. I know that they won the game, and and they did enough, but I don't think he looked good at all, in my opinion. But then again, yeah, Pittsburgh's D surprised me, man.
Yeah, he looked at trash. Yeah, they defense. I don't think it surprised me because you expect that from Pittsburgh. Like T.J. White, Micah Fitzpatrick, Joe Hayden. Like, they got some players on Hayward. They got some players on their team, and T.J. Watt kind of like balled out a little bit. He's like the number 2 defensive end right now. Guru, one topic. Go ahead. One thing that shocked you.
I was shocked at the Miami Patriots game. I picked Miami to win, but I didn't think that Tua was going to be able to outsmart Belichick. He just wasn't going to get enough points to do that, and they did it somehow. That was my shock of the week.
He barely won that game. He won it on an offensive turnover. Tua, I don't know.
Fumbled.
Tua had some irate throws that I don't understand why he was making. So the jury's still out, man. He got 8 games to impress me. If not,
Hey, Waddle, the receiver, he looked pretty good.
yeah, he did. He did. For me, I guess I'll go with this guy. No, I'll go with this team. They surprised me on both ends. And I hate to admit it, the Arizona Cardinals. Um, Jones, he balled out. My cousin Chandler Jones, he balled out. But Kyler Murray actually balled out as well. He was making the right reads. I don't think I picked him to win, of course, because it's the Cardinals. But let's see who picked them. Arizona. Nobody picked Arizona. We all picked Tennessee. Tennessee. I didn't see the comments that but Arizona shocked me. They played pretty good on both sides of the ball. But I was shocked about how good Kyler Murray played. Like he kind of, he does this. Like he plays pretty good, and he's makes some plays that make him seem like okay, that's why he's in the league. But then sometimes later season he has bonehead decisions. But right now he didn't.
Yeah.
And one thing about him, D Hop is a good receiver, man. D Hop was making those touchdown passes he had. That one where he had the toe tap, that was good. But the one where he had that stop spin, that was the best one I seen. Like to take his body and to contort it all the way around just that little bit of angle to get to the
Yeah.
touchdown. I thought that was impressive. Um, but I heard Mike Vrabel called out Julio Jones, but I didn't see the comment. So if anybody knows that, anybody know about that? No, huh?
I
I believe it was I believe it was a penalty that he grabbed. Like I think it was like a false start or something like that cost him kind of like a big possession. I think that's what he was referencing, but I'm not 100% sure of what he went off. I did hear that he singled him out at the end of the game.
Well, the comment was, Julio had an altercation on one of the plays, 10 yards downfield, that resulted in a 15-yard penalty. And Mike Vrabel made the comment, pretty much said we don't have time for that. That's dumb shit that we don't have time for. And when you say that something like that, and you're talking about future Hall of Famer, you might want to do that behind closed doors. Those are the words he used. It was bleeped out.
Those are the words he used?
Yes. You don't want to do dumb shit like that. That's dumb shit. And which it was, because Julio basically was getting frustrated. I mean, he was being, they were locking him up pretty much, because they had to pin their ears back and start throwing the ball, and just nothing was happening. Just wasn't their day. And it was just out of frustration, but that's what happened.
Well, we'll see. We'll see with Julio what he does. I don't understand why he went to the Titans anyway. That wasn't anyway. Tito, next thing that shocked you this past weekend.
Um, not too much of a shocker here. But I'm gonna give
Give
it
me
to Dallas, man. I'm gonna give it to Dallas.
what?
Their offense. I mean, I didn't know what to expect from Dak coming back from that injury. You know, um, I just I knew that they had all the receivers in the world, and how to spread them out. But their offense, Dak looked amazing. I mean, I know that I touched up a little bit about on it on our show on Sunday, but it's like, I'm a little worried about Zeke, but I was just shocked how good Dak actually looked this early in the season, right off the bat, especially because they were televised on Hard Knocks, and obviously it's not an X's and O's type show anymore. And he was supposedly injured, not injured, protecting, whatever. I was pretty shocked at his play, man. But kudos to Dallas and Guru up there.
Right on.
Guru, what else shocked you? All right, another newsworthy thing.
What shocked me was the performance of the Green Bay Packers.
Thank you, Sonny. I was waiting for somebody to say that. I've been ready. It's me licking my chops right now.
Yes, I mean, that teams, the NFL, the ebb and flow, and that teams are going to, some weeks they're just not going to have it. But wow, Green Bay didn't even show up. And, I can't recall when Aaron Rodgers, maybe the NFC Championship game a couple years ago against the 49ers, but it just seemed like he was passive. Like he was doing things that he wouldn't normally do. He wasn't as careful as he normally was. It just seemed like it just snowballed. And I know that the Saints gave him pressure and everything. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I expected a little bit more. That was the shocker to me. So we'll see what Green Bay is looking like moving forward.
Yeah, I agree with you, Guru. I think this past weekend I was not shocked, but I was surprised that he played that bad. I had a lot of bad things to say about him yesterday, but I seen the interview that he did on the Pat McAfee show. It kind of made me talk it up to maybe it was just a bad game. Um, he was talking about how he's still on the team and he wants to win and just they just play bad. So we'll see. But some of his body language and some of those throws he was making was like non Aaron Rodgers s type throws, like the interception that he threw to when trying to get it to Devontae Adams. He literally had Aaron Jones running out of the backfield right in front of his face. To where I'm like, why
Yeah.
you don't? He's right there. Give him the ball. Like you literally hold it and then you wait and then you throw an interception. So I don't know. But then again, it's like you wouldn't. I just wouldn't think nobody tank it like that much. But it's all
Yeah,
mental. You don't want to play for a team. You kind of mad, and that's what happens. Like the frustrations come out, and life don't let you escape. Once you that's why they said half the battle, every battle in life is your brain, and you already defeated by playing for that team. So you know he just
yeah,
he
yeah.
sucked.
I mean, the off season is the off season, right? Like it's for them to go out, do whatever you do, right? Vacation, get your mind off of football or anything like that, right? But with him, it really did seem like there was no preparation, right? Like there was
Yeah,
this big old soap opera, and they just weren't ready. They really weren't ready. Like you can tell that it was weighing on the team, the way that the team performed, right? It wasn't just Aaron Rodgers.
yeah,
It was pretty much the whole team. The defense, the line. I know that they're saying their offensive line, Bakhtari, one of the best linemen, is out, but it's like they didn't seem prepared. They didn't show up. Um, then again, I mean, I know that we talked about it, in our thread of how bad he looked and everything like that. It seemed like he didn't want to be there. I didn't hear that interview, but it sounds like he's gonna say the right thing. I mean, dude, Rogers is an educated dude, man. Like he can definitely say the right thing when he has a camera in front of him. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it seemed like they just weren't prepared. You know.
yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah. But Guru, for me, the last thing that was shocking this weekend, it's a lot. I would say Jameis Winston's performance, but no, that was he has LASIK eye surgery, so he can see the ball now. I would say I'm guessing. No, I'm going with what's the name, Jalen Hurts, man. Philadelphia looked pretty good. They didn't play. Who did they play? They play Atlanta. They didn't
Atlanta.
play the best team,
Atlanta.
but I expected them to win, and I just like
Atlanta look booty.
Devontae Smith, the rookie receiver looked pretty good this weekend. Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase caught the ball. Waddle, you just mentioned earlier. Man, Alabama, that surprised me. Alabama don't even have to recruit no more. They recruiting. All they just go to. I'm pretty sure this is Nick Saban's pitch. You want to go? You want to play on? Just watch football on Sundays. It's gonna be it's three Alabama players on each side of the ball. You got Jacobs, Leatherwood. You know what I'm saying? The guy Humphrey, like everybody, like golly. But
Yep.
yeah,
Everybody on defense is in Washington.
yeah. So
They're just really good football players, and they're trained for the next level. And not only that, they have a hunger. They have a strong desire to win.
but you know who
Yeah.
sucked this weekend? A lot of teams. Josh Allen, he
Who?
played pretty bad. That's your boy, Guru. I'm surprised you didn't say nothing about Josh Allen. The, the Chicago
I,
the Chicago Bears defense lost them the game. That was surprising that their defense sucked that hard. They normally on point on defense. Um, who else? Oh, let's give a shout
I
out.
don't.
Let's give a quick shout out to Tyrod Taylor, man. I think we all kind of picked him to win the game because we said, hey, Tyrod Taylor, he could get you 10 games easily. He could easily get you.
Oh, so
Yeah.
now you want? I've been
We
saying
we
that
all
last
said we
year.
all said
What?
that.
No,
What are you
no,
talking
Nobody
about that?
no.
nobody
You and
Oh,
we
come
Tito.
on, Guru.
No, come on, Guru.
no. We said it
I
was
can't let y'all
unfortunate.
do that.
We just said it was unfortunate that he got benched over an injury, but we see how they was playing and how
You
Justin
guys
Herbert
think that Baker Mayfield was better than him, and I told you guys he wasn't better than Tyrod.
No, this is what we said, and because I was the main one that said it. We all know Tyrod Taylor can play, but these teams he come into, they're not his teams. They don't be in love with him. Like they
Yep.
draft guys for the future. The same thing happened. He got hurt. Baker played. Baker played okay. You have to play him. Last year he got hurt because his own team physician had it in for him. Stabbed
That
his heart. Stabbed him in his heart, killed him in his heart twice.
Almost killed him.
Really,
Yep.
really stabbed him in the back. Like he's supposed to be my brother, and he killed. And then Justin Herbert winning those games, those 3 games, they won 2 out of 1, and he looked pretty good. That's the guy you drafted. That's supposed to be your future. I said, all right, it makes sense to play him. Nobody said Tyrod. I said Tyrod Taylor on Sunday.
Hey,
You
man.
could go watch it. Go watch the
Yeah.
video where
We
you
all said
said
they were
where
gonna
you
win.
yeah, we all said they were going to win, and we said, and this is the quote. You said Tyrod Taylor's the quarterback. I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to win. They're going to win. Like they might borderline be pretty good in that division because that division sucks right now. If Tennessee
Yeah.
can't turn around, Carson Wentz, the biggest fraud since Kirk Cousins, didn't play pretty good. Kirk Cousins got outdueled by a rookie that looked pretty nice. Joe Burrow came back from injury looking pretty good. I must say that. Like he kind of I
Yeah.
forgot about. They call him Joe Cool for a reason. Like he has that kind of confidence where he can inspire a team to win some games.
He still
Who
seemed a
isn't he?
little timid. Seemed a little timid moving around in the pocket, but rightfully so.
let's let's just cut it right here and not cut the show, but let's talk about how Ron Rivera shot himself in the foot by giving the reins to Ryan Fitzmagic. Man,
Yep.
at some point, we gotta Neji. No, at some point we gotta realize and come to the term that he ain't Brady, man. He ain't one of these guys who's one of the old guys in the league who's been winning playoff games. He's not. Like he's like the ultimate like Joker card. Like he's like I don't even what do they call it when you don't ever get married?
Uh,
Forever bridesmaids? I don't know. He's
Single,
the
I
friend
guess.
zone. I don't know. But anyway, to me, what is Ron Rivera. I don't know how the season's gonna go, and and this show is written in ink, so
Yep.
this I can say this.
We need a
He
quarterback,
has
man. We need a
he
quarterback.
needed a quarterback, and he did nothing about it. Nothing in the draft, nothing in free agency, and he put all his eggs in the basket for Ryan Fitzpatrick when he shouldn't have. He should have built for the future and really did his homework. I'm not saying maybe he should have been patient and kept Dwayne Haskins around, but
Hey,
you ain't got
listen,
that future.
you're both wrong. The quarterback is there, and they have him in the building in Tyler Heineke. So you didn't need to
I get
draft
what
him
you.
because this is basically like his third year anyway. So he's only 24, 25 years old. He signed
But
to a
he's like
2-year
5'11"
deal.
though.
Hold on.
Nah,
You're mentioning things about like they didn't have to draft. They understood that they didn't. They understand what they have in the building. And this concerns me as a Cowboy fan because this guy can play. And I already scouted him last year, and I told y'all this was going to
Yeah.
be his time, and here it is, and we're going to get to see what I've scouted. I hope he loses against us, but this guy's a gamer. This guy's a gamer, and I think Washington really has something to look forward to for
Yeah.
the foreseeable future if he performs the way I think he
Yeah,
is.
he could have won. He could have won the game. What I saw when he came in from that game, he he can manage the clock. He's a really good game manager to me from what I've seen. They lost that game, that fumble. Obviously, they intercepted Herbert, in the red zone, and then the very next play, Antonio Gibson drops it at the 5 yard line. That's literally what cost him the game. Other than that though, I think you're right, Guru. I'm gonna agree with you, man. Heineke has the tools to be serviceable. I'm not saying he's an
you give
elite
him, you
quarterback.
give him, you give him the team. Then if that's how you feel, you give him the team
Yep, yep.
before the season start. You don't even name
No,
Ryan. You don't name Ryan the starter. Why? What's the point
Yep.
of doing it? What's the point of doing it if you feel that
no,
way? He went. Now I
That's
would say his numbers
that.
is 11 for 15 for 122 and
Yeah.
one touchdown. That's not bad.
I laid it out. I laid it out last show, though, man. I'm telling you, like the only thing that I haven't seen from Heineke is that what Guru talked about with Carr is that throw the ball downfield. I haven't seen that type of
you're
throw. I
going to
haven't
see it
seen
next.
that type of mentality, and I hope I do. As a fan, I hope I do because I laid it out in the show why I think they went with Fitzpatrick, with the fact that he's not afraid to gun it. He's not afraid to throw it into coverage, basically, like he's not afraid of being Fitzmagic. And I think that's an element of the game that Washington did not have whatsoever, having some speedy receivers now, man. Like McLaurin, come on, McLaurin had one of the best catches of the
Of
day.
the year thus far.
You know, and then we have, speedsters on there. There's Diami Brown, coming from UNC, speedster receiver. Um, they're gonna be okay, man. They're gonna be okay. We'll see it on Thursday. We play the Giants. If we lose this one, then forget it, man.
Nah,
I'm not coming on next week's
the
show.
Giants look horrible. If y'all can't beat the Giants, Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
What's your thoughts, Guru?
Daniel Jones, I mean,
My other cousin
the same thing. The same things keep happening.
running for fumbles, huh?
Can't hold on to the ball. So they're stacking the box against Saquon. So if there's no
yep.
lanes for him, they're daring him to throw the ball. He has weapons. It's just not coming together for them. Their coaching staff, everything. They need to overhaul.
Yeah, I think the coaching staff. Yeah, we'll see. This might be their last year together. But
All right. I have a question for you, Guru. What did you think of Mac Jones?
I thought he was respectable. I thought, I really felt like he was respectable for his first game.
Yep.
Um, he's not a scrambling quarterback, and so he
Nothing
is going
flashy.
to have, yeah, he's going to have to win from the pocket. I see that's where a lot of his success is going to have to come from, and so it'll get better. It'll get better next week. But I thought he was respectable. Absolutely.
Yep. Yep. He made some good decisions, man. I'm telling you, I was high on him to begin with. I know we talked about it a little bit. Nothing flashy, but I he didn't turn the ball over, and that's what you want to see from a rookie quarterback. Don't make those boneheaded decisions. And it's
Why?
game one.
Okay.
I thought what's the name? Zach Wilson. I thought he was respectable. He struggled to begin it,
Bro,
but
he
I
was
think
getting.
towards
He
the
played
end
horrible, but he calmed down though.
he
Yeah.
calmed down. He calmed down. But we're going to say the Carolina Panthers. I think these are two of the worst teams in the league. You're gonna see later on. They have some talent, but like, yeah, Zach Wilson, you can tell he's gonna have some growing pains, and you can see. And as far as like Trevor Lawrence, again, he made some throws that made you think like, okay, yeah, he's that dude. But again, his throwing motion, which I had a major concern with in college, I felt like when he makes those deep throws, those deep crossing routes,
He throws it like
that
that,
I
huh?
didn't feel I didn't feel like he really had the velocity past 20 yards to throw it on the rope. And sure enough, he didn't. Those balls just kind of like floated down the lane. Like, you're not at Clemson anymore. I think they're going to have to scale back the offense a little bit for him and not let him go so deep so much across the field because that's where he's struggling. The cornerbacks are way faster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He'll get used to it. But who played? Who played? What about the other guys who came off the bench? Trey Lance, Justin Fields.
Oh, Justin Fields is just phenomenal. And listen, that team right there, I don't know what the heck they're doing in Chicago. I know their fans are salivating for them to just put Justin Fields in. I believe that game against the Rams would have been different had he started the game. It changes everything. It changes the whole dynamics. It opens up the running lanes. It opens up the passing lanes. Like, he has that kind of ability to change defenses. Whereas Andy Dalton, he stands back there, and you can kind of pin your ears back and just cover your lanes and wait for him to throw the ball. And it just doesn't have that flow. So yeah, you're gonna get behind the eight ball. Third and long, and then the defense is on the field, then the defense on the field again, and then the defense on the field again. Like a defense like that, they play so aggressive, they're tired. They spend so much time on the field
Mm.
because they could not sustain drives under Andy Dalton. Now, the Trey Lance, it's kind of hard to say. He looked good, but Jimmy Garoppolo looks good too. It's like
There we go.
you got a Super Bowl.
I want you to.
It's
Yeah,
like, yeah, they both look good. It seems like they're going to use both of them, and it's working for them.
yeah. You know what? One thing about the Trey Lance situation. I'm okay with quarterbacks sitting, man. With quarterbacks sitting a few years, now I'm kind of believing that Jordan Love might be a good quarterback, like probably this year or next year. Like if you can sit back, soak the offense, because when you really start thinking about it, the guys who didn't really play off the gate, they're okay. Like Aaron Rodgers. Who else? I had a list. Aaron
Jordan
Rodgers.
Love can play.
Aaron
Y'all
Rodgers.
going to find.
What's the best quarterback in the NFL right now? What's his name? I can't think of his name.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Who else sat?
Well, no, Tom Brady, actually.
Tom Brady. He sat. They all sat. They all sat for a year or two, and kind of soaked it in. So
Yeah, but you know what? Tom Brady, okay, he went into next year, but he was prepared. Like, you got a franchise quarterback. Drew Brees
Drew
he wasn't
Bledsoe.
even 30 yet.
Drew
Drew
Bledsoe.
Bledsoe wasn't even 30 yet. Thank you. And
Yeah.
so, bam, all of a sudden he's called into duty. And my point to that is, like, you're ready when you feel you're ready. And it doesn't have to be a year. If you've been studying your playbook, you get out there and you just play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Passing contest and
You're
all
given
that.
an opportunity. You're given an opportunity and you run with it, man. That's literally what Brady did. I mean, yes, unspoken rule, whatever, right? Like you don't lose your job to injury, whatever, right? Belichick is that coach. He's not gonna care. He's gonna make these cutthroat decisions that most people wouldn't, dream of making or anything. But credit to Tom Brady. Tom Brady came in, right? Like Bledsoe almost dies on the sideline from that hit, like collapsed lung, whatever. And Brady came in and balled his ass off and went on that tear. And it just really comes down to be like, look, he gave him no choice to be like, look, this kid is playing. Like, same thing, similar. I mean, yes, Nick Foles isn't Brady or anything, but it's like, look, your quarterback goes down, you give it an opportunity, grab it, run with it, take it.
All right, we'll see what your boy Taylor Heineke do because this it sounds like a commercial for
I
him.
hope.
It sounds like a commercial for that guy. Let's not forget that. All right, let's talk about Russell Wilson. He had a great game. He did it again, man. Let's see if he can do it all season.
Mr. September, dude.
But
Mr. September,
yeah,
dude.
but we all know the first couple games he looks MVP like every single time. Where did he go? What was this?
We don't talk about him enough.
Right here, dude, look, can you see that?
Who is
Yeah.
that?
We don't talk about him enough. That's the original logo. We don't talk about that enough. I mean, he is just spectacular. I mean, he was in rare form. Did you see that 50, 60 yarder he launched? You know, uh, to lock it for a touchdown. I mean, he is just that guy. And I don't care if he plays in the Pacific Northwest or wherever they call it. That man is ready on Sundays. And he's ready to
Yeah,
ball, and people don't. He's going to make people realize it again. You know,
yeah. He had 254 yards off of 18 passes and 4 touchdowns. He only missed 5 balls, 18 for 23.
barely hit the turf.
Yeah, that's
They
that's
ran
some
away with
crazy.
that game.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. They played the Colts, but the Colts are supposed to have the best defense in the NFL, so or
Yeah.
one of
They
the
do
best
have a
defense.
good defense,
Yeah, they
but
have a
you
good
know what?
defense,
They
man.
don't have an offense. They don't have a good offense because you know what? Carson Wentz was doing exactly what he did last year. Watch the video, folks out there, and you'll see it. He was patting his feet. He was
Well,
feeling the pocket before it was even collapsed. Keep in mind, the
hold on, I'm gonna
Indianapolis
call you back.
Colts have a really
I'm
good
live.
offensive line. You know, you got Quentin Nelson up front. You got some horses up front, and he was
Yeah.
feeling the pocket, not getting his reads right. That's what I'm seeing. And I said last year, and I don't know if y'all said this, but I said, look, he's shot. I said it last year.
Who?
It's like he shell shot.
Wentz? Nah,
Went.
we said Wentz was horrible.
Oh yeah, we said he was done. We'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
He had one good play
Yeah.
though. He had a couple Wentz S type plays, but we'll see if he. I don't think he's a leader of a franchise. So
He's afraid to get hit. You can see it. He's feeling the pocket. Go look at the highlights. You're gonna see it.
what else? All right, let's talk Cam Newton. I think he's signing into a team this year.
No, I don't believe he is. And let me just go on record by saying, again, he did the show with his father, and I listen. I don't really have the inside, but I've been around sports a lot, and I've sports journalism and read a lot of stories. You cannot do that. That just burns owners up. You hear me? It them up. You know, and we're in a different time and climate, but Cam, kind of rubs people the wrong way. Even though I think he's a fabulous young man. You know, he's just good. However, what's good for me is not good for everybody else, and I think it's gonna hurt him. I think he's gonna get signed this year.
Mm, Guru with some with
Yep.
some with some tough facts.
I know it's rare on this show, but I agree with Guru. I mean, I think Washington would have signed them already. I mean, they signed another. I can't even think of the guy's name that they signed to their practice squad right after that game. I mean, you wouldn't think that'd be your first phone call that you actually make or whatnot, you know. But I mean, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah.
No, no, that's
I'm
a
trying to
no.
think. Yeah, I don't. I mean, after this weekend of football, all the teams who got players have their players already, and I guess I agree with you, Guru. Doing something like that, like he did, that is gonna rub some team owners and people the wrong way. But man, that's part of the downfall of all great players of all sports is when they try to like build their brand up too much outside of football. So you know, he has his brand on his YouTube page that he's trying to build up, which is cool. But I don't know.
Let me tell you how bad it is. He's from Atlanta, right? A suburb of Atlanta. He grew up a Falcons fan. You know, Matt Ryan stinks. You would think that they would at least bring him in as in a backup because they got Josh Rosen on the roster, right? You know, but I figured that would be a landing spot for him because I do not think Matt Ryan is going to last the whole season. I think at some point they're going to have to replace him. He's just
Yeah,
awful,
he's done.
you know.
Stick a fork in him.
And they gave him an extension. That's
Yeah,
where
they're going to have to
Fields
eat it.
should have went. That's where
Yeah,
Fields should have went. Should have
they're
went
going to
number
have to eat
4.
it. They're going to have to eat a little bit of that money because he's guaranteed next year's salary too. But I figure like Washington, no. Now you have Atlanta. That would be an ideal spot. It really would be for him. But I don't think it's going to happen. And the only way it does is just I just think the chances are like 10%.
I know
If
you
that.
like Kalen Mond, man, but he needs to go to Minnesota. I don't think it'll happen though.
No, Kellen Mond will be replacing Kirk Cousins before the season's over. I mean, damn, Kirk Cousins. Like, can you think of a smarter person than him though to get your guaranteed contract
Ah,
5 years?
that guy finessed the Vikings
He has
guaranteed
them.
everything, dude.
He has them by the conundrums or whatever you want to call those down there because his money is guaranteed. It doesn't matter what Minnesota decides to do with him. So you know what I say? I'm going to give him 5 games. If he goes like 1-4, I'm putting in Mon. That's it.
All right. I know we don't like talking about people losing their jobs, but if you can say who's first coach to get fired?
First coach to get fired.
So someone's gonna lose their job at the beginning of the year, right? Or like middle of the season.
I would say Cincinnati's coach, but the Bengals don't fire people in the middle of the season. They just don't do that. So I would say the first one to get the axe is and this probably will shock y'all a little bit, but I say Mike Vrabel. Like if Tennessee plays like this, like again,
Well, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. But that's a Guru special, guys. If
Yeah.
Guru
there
comes with
it is.
this, that's why
There it
Guru's
is.
called Guru.
You can't have that kind of talent. You cannot have that kind of running back and that quarterback. You paying all that money. You definitely have a franchise receiver, right?
Yeah.
And then you have a Hall of Fame receiver on the back end of his career, but still very serviceable. I guess we're going to see moving forward, and that's what you signed up for. And you have Derrick Henry in the backfield. Listen, you have to win with that team.
Yeah.
You have to.
Mike Vrabel though. I mean,
Yes, Mike
I
Vrabel.
hear you. That could be a possibility, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't. I mean, it's either another Mike Zimmer or Matt Nagy. Those are the only two coaches that might get
Yep.
fired.
Those are
Well,
my
we
those
know
are my
there's.
two.
Yeah,
Those are hot seat already, man.
yeah.
Hot seat.
I
Those are the
think
only
the
two.
snake.
Chicago and Minnesota.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think everybody else is safe. Honestly,
I
Joe
see
Judge.
Guru. I see your point. I see your point. If they start like 0-8,
No,
you
they
don't
if
win
they
any.
go
You
over
don't win
4,
any games.
They going 0-5. Yeah, they going like 0-5 or 1-6. And listen, there's something wrong in Tennessee. Make no mistake about it. I don't know what it is, but the calling out your Hall of Fame wide receiver, where all the other players can hear it, that doesn't scare anybody. Like, what is going on in that building? There could be some concerns. You watch them and be careful how you bet with Tennessee moving forward. On paper, they look good, but something's wrong there. Taylor Lewan looked like he belonged
Who?
on the street. Taylor Lewan, their left tackle.
For who?
Their high-paid left tackle for Tennessee.
Oh.
Couldn't even block his own shadow. He got abused. I know Chandler Jones is great, but, I mean, he looked slow.
Jones is great.
Yeah, he is great.
He seems like he comes from an athletic family. That's a joke. No, that's not funny. No dad jokes. No dad jokes in here.
Who's the oldest brother?
Arthur, I think. And then
he's not there anymore, right?
Nah,
he did it first. He got his ring and left.
He got his ring and left. And then it's our good boy John Jones. Yep.
FTT.
Yeah. I just next week is going to be big for everyone because the second week is kind of when teams get into a little rhythm. After you play that first game, and you just kind of like, okay, I'm a little bit loose now, right? Because you didn't been through one battle, and I think game 2 is when you're going to see a little bit better performances out of people who might have been rusty in the first week, and that's what we're hoping. Let's say the Raiders, they weren't clicking on all cylinders, but they won. But let's see, who knows? Next week they might be like really clicking. You know what I'm saying? So give them like in Washington.
Yeah, I think
it'll be there.
Actually, next week I'm looking at a couple teams. Green Bay, the Cowboys, the Raiders, and Washington, formerly known as the R-Words. Those are the 4 teams I'm looking at right now.
I got one more team. that I'm gonna look out for, man. That Ramir, I'm not gonna let you off the hook on this one, man. The Browns.
They're gonna be fine, man. Wait a minute. All right, let's talk about it. I just was wrapping up here.
They had it, dude. They had it. I don't. They're just something that's there.
They
man,
played the best team.
They can't
in
manage
NFL.
the game. They can't manage the game whatsoever. Dude,
nobody.
I'm sorry,
anybody
but
who
you can put them down, dude.
Anybody who gives Patrick Mahomes any time, they can score. Like Patrick Mahomes said it at the end of his interview, and we all felt like that. Well, they were down, but we kind of felt like they could score as many points as they need in a little bit of less time as they have. Like they're gonna get back in the game. Like, and I hate that Nick is being.
So what? Tom Brady's the only one? When
Tom Brady or when Patrick Mahomes have the ball, you feel like they're gonna win. I'm sorry. You're gonna feel it. You feel it. Like when Dallas played and they had a little bit of minutes on the clock, they're like, dang it.
Cleveland needed to go for the jugular, man, and they
didn't.
They couldn't do it, man.
But they'll learn though. Like it's like it reminds me of the Houston Texans in that playoff game against the Chiefs a couple of years ago. They had it all in the first half.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs just came back running back as fast as they can. Like you said,
they hit that NOS button. Too early, man.
Like, I hate
too soon.
And and I'm over here because I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. Everybody call him Fat Mayfield. Me and my wife's over here. I'm like, look, you see my fat boy over balling? Him the Browns ball. She's like, yeah. He's still a little fat boy. It did because she's an undercover Chiefs. She's an undercover Chiefs fan for real, but she's not gonna admit it. But and then she's like, look, the Chiefs came back and I'm all just screaming all mad. And then Baker Mayfield at the last play. Is Guru stuck? Oh no, he's just watching TV.
Nah.
Guru over there watching Big Sausage Peaches number 5 in the background. Not paying attention. But yeah, Baker Mayfield, he lost. He let me down, man. He lost that game. He obviously threw the pick on the last one that it was a forced ball that he didn't need to throw. Had a minute and like 20 seconds left and a couple timeouts in his back pocket. I don't see why you make that play. Live to fight another down. Live to play another play. But he also looked good and he looked sharp. He was reading the field, and I'm like really interested to see what's happening in the AFC North. I know all the AFC West teams went undefeated. The NFC West looks like the best team in the best division of football as of 1 week. We need 4 weeks under our belt. But yesterday, NFC West has the best team for me right now. The AFC West, we kind of okay, but Chargers didn't impress me in their win. Oh, the Broncos did, but they're a division rival, so I don't ever want to talk about them. But Teddy Bridgewater,
Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them
he
because I
did
think
pretty good.
we owe them
We don't.
some
We
airplay.
don't. We owe them some airplay, but when I look at the thing, we all picked them. Let me see. Yeah, we all picked. We all
Yep.
picked them. We all said it.
Bridgewater, man. Teddy B. That's Guru's boy
Teddy
right there.
B.
Yeah,
Teddy
Teddy
B.
B played well, man. The only thing you got to watch out for, what is it? MRI came back negative on Jerry Judy, but I don't think he plays for a couple of weeks. They're saying
Let's
high
hope.
ankle sprain. That's the LeBron injury, man. You know he's
This,
going to be out for
yeah.
quite some time.
yeah.
They'll miss him, but Teddy B, look, he's playing for a contract, and watch out for him. This is a guy who went head to head with Aaron Rodgers, and ended that vision when he was a starting quarterback for Minnesota and beat him. You
Well,
know,
Aaron Rodgers is going to
he
be there
swept
next year.
him one year. You know, I guarantee you what, I believe that I know Raymond don't want to hear this, but this Teddy B shot, and like you said, it's about opportunity. I believe this right here. The stars have aligned for him. He has a defense, he has an offense, and this is his opportunity for him to legacy right here.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
Teddy Bridgewater, young guy, 20.
Go far in the playoffs.
Hey, Teddy Bridgewater, 28 years old. He's a young guy. What was the stat? I think it was pretty good. Let me look it up on fast.
Yep, he needs to fend off Rodgers because if not, Rodgers is there next year, man. That's where I see him going.
28, 36, 264 yards,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns. Hey, Teddy Bridgewater,
Oh.
he can play. We all know it's just his health.
Guru dipped on us. Guru dipped on us.
For real? Dang, Guru dipped on us.
That's it.
Oh, he is. Hey, everybody. All right. We got to go. My wife's looking at me. The food is done. She's the best ever. Shout her out.
What'd you have for dinner?
Oh no, there we go. Guru's back. I got rice. We got some chicken popping off, some naan bread. You know, we got a late start over here, but we're gonna eat dinner real fast. I'm gonna rush my kids to sleep. And
Take your time. Don't digest your food, man.
No, they got school in the morning. It is what it is.
You
but
need
yeah,
to work it off, dude.
Hey, yeah, we'll be back later this week to give our pick'ems.
What about our picks? How many did we win? Can we at least have that?
Dang, Guru. That's a. All right. So yeah,
when
when you have a win, put count your wins, okay?
Okay.
All right. So Philly versus Atlanta. Guru, you got the win. Tito, you got the loss. I got the win. Buffalo versus Pittsburgh. Tito, you picked Buffalo. You got the loss. Guru, you got the win. So that's 2. Cincinnati versus Minnesota. We all picked the Minnesota, so we lost that one. San Francisco versus Detroit. Guru, you picked Detroit. Tito, me and you picked San Francisco. Arizona versus Tennessee. We all picked Tennessee. Seattle versus Indianapolis. We all picked Indy. The Chargers versus Washington. We all picked Washington.
Oh no, who picked Indy? I didn't pick Indy. I picked Seattle.
No,
I know.
Picked Seattle.
No, I said we all picked Seattle, but then
Okay.
the Chargers versus Washington game, we all picked Washington. The Jets versus Carolina, we all picked Carolina. Jacksonville versus Houston, we all picked Houston. Cleveland versus KC, Guru, you picked KC. Miami, we all picked Miami. New Orleans, Guru, you picked New Orleans.
That's the kicker.
We all picked Denver. Tito picked the Rams. Me and you picked the Bears. And the Baltimore Ravens game, I picked the Raiders. Tito picked the Raiders. Guru, you picked Baltimore. I have 9 wins. How many do you guys have?
9.
Yeah, I have 9. How many do you have?
I have 8.
I think I have 8. I lost count.
He didn't even count. He said, "Hey, he know I didn't win."
We have to keep record. I want people to know our record, so let's keep track of that.
Yeah,
Guru,
last year
Ramier has a sheet.
Yeah,
We'll
last year we did it. We had it last year, so it's all good.
Cool. So
I'm gonna pick for spread now, man. I'm gonna say it from here. Fuck it.
okay,
I'm gonna
that'll
start
work.
picking with spreads. So it's just like, even though I think teams are gonna win, I'm gonna take spreads into account because if anything, I mean, Detroit would have won, right? They covered their spread. Detroit spread was like 8.5, so
yeah.
But
they almost came
all right,
back.
fellas.
Niners
I'll talk to y'all later. We
for
know
sure.
we'll be texting all day tomorrow anyway. But y'all have a good night. Peace out.
All right.
Want to say
For
hi
sure,
to the
man.
family.
See
Dang,
you, bud.
Guru, he just dipped without saying bye to the fans. All right, everybody. We'll catch y'all next time.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.